Welcome once again to the Get Wisdom Challenge. This is Satisfied in God, and I'm so glad you could tune in once again. I've been praying that as you've been watching these videos, that God has been speaking to you, and as you've been reading the chapters, that He's been just speaking to you in a new way. I'm sure that it's not the first time that you're reading the book of Proverbs, but that there would be new revelation. So today is day 11, which means we're looking at Proverbs chapter 11. It is a packed chapter I found, and I'm sure that God will speak to you if you haven't read it yet, or has spoken to you as you read this chapter. Can I once again mention that I would love to hear what He is telling you. Please share it in the comments section on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. I love to read and grow alongside you, and I'm sure those watching would say the same thing as well. So the first verse I wanted to talk about is verse 13 of Proverbs 11, and I read, "A tale-bearer reveals secrets, but he who is of a faithful spirit conceals a matter." Another version says, "A gossip goes around telling secrets, but those who are trustworthy can keep a confidence." So what stood out for me in this verse is that the way I see it, gossip comes. Gossip will come to you, and you either have the opportunity to keep gossip going, the train of gossip, to keep it going, or you have the opportunity to keep a confidence, as it says here, or to conceal the matter. It is a choice that we make. And for me, as I was reading this, I also was reminded how sometimes in the Christian circles especially, we have to be careful, because sometimes gossip is masked behind a prayer point. Oh, let's pray for this brother or this sister, and then you let the gossip spread. Sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes it's really concealed under the guise of a prayer point. So just to be mindful that if ever that happens to you, put yourself in the situation of the person. Would you want that gossip train to continue, or would you want the matter to be concealed and to end with you? So that stood out for me in verse 13. Verse 14, the next one says, "Where there is no counsel, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors there is safety." I love this verse because it reminds us that counsel is good. As a person as bright as you are, you can't know it all. There is certain things that you will miss out. You have blind spots. We need other people, and the way God has created us is that we were meant to live in community. We were meant to have people that we talk to and we get counsel from, every single one of us. So this verse here says, where there is no counsel. If there's no counsel, it means that people just go through life without considering what other people who have more experience, who have heard from the Lord, who have more knowledgeable in the area. They don't take all that into consideration, and they go through life without that. And what it says is that the people fall. But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Why is there safety? Because you have the opportunity to hear all that the people are saying, and most time, everything that you hear will be pretty much the same thing. Now, the important part is that you have to know which counselors to choose. And I think this is the part that really stood out for me, because I know that sometimes as human being, when we want to do something and we've set our minds to it, even when counselors come, we will, share our story in such a way to make those counselors lean towards what we want to hear. So we have to be careful, first of all, to choose the right kind of counselors, to choose people that are prayerful people that hear from the Lord, that will, won't be scared to tell you the truth, even when it's contrary to what you would have wanted to hear. We have to choose people that are available account that we can be accountable to. And a lot of the time as people of God, he is the first person that we go to. And I feel that, when he talks about counselors here, what the counselors are doing, they're confirming what you have heard from the Lord. I don't think this verse is saying that, don't pray about anything, go see people and expect them to tell you what to do in whatever area of life that you're needing help with. I think what it says is that, you go to God, hear what he is saying, and then go have it confirmed with those that you trust, those that are hearing from the Lord as well. Now let's look at verse 24. There is one who scatters, yet increases more, and there is one who withholds more than is right, but it leads to poverty. So what this verse was talking to me about is generosity. Here it says that one who scatters, one who gives generously, he will increase, because I believe God is so generous that when he sees that he can use you to be generous to other people, he will increase you so that you will continue to be generous. And this is interesting because we see that, the blessing that God gives is so that it doesn't just remain with you, but so that it can go on to other people. And then the second part says, and there is one who withholds more than is right. This talks about stinginess. There is necessary withholding. Sometimes you have to withhold things because the needs are there. It's not talking about giving all that you have and then at the end of the day your family is starving because you've given it all. This talks about those who have and they withhold what they could give extra. That's the spirit of stinginess, if I can put it that way. Those people, they will go down to poverty. So let's be generous and allow God to use us to be a blessing to other people. So this is what stood out for me as I read Proverbs chapter 11. I pray that as you read this chapter and the next ones to come in the coming days, that you would allow God to speak to you, because he certainly does speak through his word. So until we see each other tomorrow, continue to be blessed.